everybody. Welcome to My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
That was weird.
Hey.
That was like your
Very
NPR thing.
Hi. Welcome, everyone.
My new favorite thing, and I've shown it to you guys on TikTok, is that woman who's doing like NPR in the future.
Yes.
Dissecting like songs. She just did one for the thong song. It's so great.
Amazing.
She has the, and what is her name on it? It's like Concordia Shawarma McGraw. This is Concordia Shawarma McGraw.
Amazing.
Dissecting Cisco's The Thong Song.
Yes, it's amazing.
So good. Well, I grabbed something that I think that we can have a conversation about. I actually don't know where I land on this one.
Oh.
So this is gonna, I think, be relevant to a lot of people. This has been a problem in my past relationships.
Okay.
I want to break it down. I want to have a little therapy sesh.
Okay. I love that.
Great. And go into this.
Great.
Okay.
This is from Am I the Asshole Relationship.
Oh.
And it says, am I the asshole for liking a model's Instagram photo? You ready?
I need details.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I, 25 male, am dating a gal, 24 female, and have been together for almost 7 months. This relationship has been great for the most part, but there are some circumstances that have made me rethink my decision to stay. She has had...
You're only 7 months in.
Honey.
If you're having these feelings.
Yeah, just go.
Maybe
Life is
cut-
sure
yeah.
25, baby.
Yeah, they're babies.
Honey.
But, yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
We'll go on. She's had terrible experiences dating other men in the past who have chronically cheated on her, even with some of her friends. And I understand that those situations have undermined her self-confidence and trust in other people. In contrast, I am not the type of guy who's messaging other girls or going out partying. I'm an introvert who spends most of his time in his room studying or working from home. On one occasion, I went out eating with my mom, who she knows, and she happened to pass through the same street this restaurant was on. She saw as I was next to the window, but she swore I was with another woman.
Okay.
Again, it was my mom. I did not apologize for it as I knew I was not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Another time I mentioned I used to hook up with a girl who I ended up being friends with because we decided we didn't want a romantic relationship together. She moved to another country 8 months ago, but we kept in touch from time to time. Out of trust, I told my girlfriend that, and she couldn't stand it. So I severed all communication with my friend in order to preserve the relationship. Last weekend, we went out to celebrate one of my friend's birthdays. My girlfriend and I were sitting next to each other when I saw a notification on my phone to use my pattern to unlock my security folder so I could receive notifications of that app. The pattern I use for the folder is the one that my girlfriend configured. I think mentioning that she has all access to my phone is not necessary, but it is. From that moment, she swears she saw that I was hiding conversations with another person.
No, I'm sorry. Already, I'm out.
Yeah.
This is too much. It's beyond just like, if it was just like liking a Instagram, I'd be like, okay, well, what are the circumstances surrounding that? This is somebody who needs to work through their own shit.
Yeah.
Because like I'm sorry, I'm going to let you finish. But, being cognizant of your partner's insecurities and being sensitive to that is important.
Yeah.
But this is someone who hasn't dealt with their shit and they're bringing that shit into a relationship and putting it on another person. And that's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cherry on top of the cake came on Monday as I was concentrating, working on my computer, and opened an IG story that she had posted. It was a video of me playing guitar and saying some nice things. However, I passed it quickly as I was not in the frame of mind to respond. As I kept working, she also noticed that I liked a picture several hours prior to her post of an IG model and vegan activist I follow who wears underwear in public to draw attention to the cause. I must say that this particular image was not activism, but I mindlessly liked the photo and did not even remember doing so. She lost it. As in the past, she accused me of doing things behind her back and saying that I'm not attracted to her anymore, but she has shown me pictures of shirtless Shawn Mendes while mentioning how gorgeous and sexy it is. I liked one photo. Am I the asshole?
No, I think that Keegan nailed it when she said that this girl has a lot of things that she needs to work through personally. Now, I would like to say that I'm like, oh, that's insane. That's crazy. But I think that I think as a woman, and I can't speak for everyone or, female presenting. I think that sometimes because of the things in the media and the levels and the places that we're supposed to be, represented at, it's very difficult.
We're held to a very high standard.
It's the standard that we're held to. I think that we get in our heads a lot about how we look and about, you like that. Well, I can't be that, so you don't like me. And I would love to say that I'm above having been in this place.
Completely am so glad that you brought that up because I'm like,
was I a 20-something-year-old pick me? Absolutely. I was.
Right,
I'm not going to say that I'm above having been there.
Me too. I definitely had been there in the past.
But I did not
when I was,
need to be in a relationship.
When I was in my 20s. But in my 30s now, I can look back and say that was on me.
Sure.
Like that was me being
absolutely.
I can't put that on the person that I was dating. Now
he's not the
I wanted
asshole,
to know
for sure.
what the circumstances were, because if he was being like really insensitive to her feelings, if he was just ignoring it, if it was a chronic kind of thing,
to his phone and everything.
That's a different situation. Also, I personally would break up with somebody who demanded access to my phone.
100%.
At my age now, I would for sure.
Yeah, I think that, like, again, I understand that you've been hurt. It's really lovely that he's sensitive to that, and he's doing everything to try and make you feel secure in the relationship. That's nice, but this is shit you need to work through. This is not something that you put on someone else, and you've only been dating for 7 months,
and you're not ready to date. But that's where we're at.
I got to put the situation in a different light then too. What do you do then if you're in a healthy relationship? Does it bother you then? Well, let's take the word healthy out. Let's say you're in a relationship.
Okay.
You're dating a
Sure.
guy and he's just liking a bunch of Instagram thirst traps.
And it was a frequent thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would really bother me. It depends.
It would depend on the relationship.
Yeah.
Like, what is the relationship like? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if you're in a very secure relationship where that person makes you feel secure in person, they don't display other behavior that makes you feel like in real life you're threatened in any way, then I think it would be like, whatever. It's online. It's not real.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I don't think I would care about it. I would care about it if I felt like
my
this
friend,
or if they were trying to undermine you constantly, they were trying to make you feel insecure.
Right.
Like,
why can't you look like this? Or, or comparing you to them.
Then that would be different. If it was someone that I knew that they knew in real life, then that would be different
don't like
too.
that.
But like, if it's just any old person online, like, I don't go around liking thirst traps, but I definitely see people on TikTok.
I see them too, but I'm just like, why'd you have to like it? I think that's the thing. I'm like, we
watch
see
away.
all kinds of watch away or whatever. We all look at all kinds of stuff on our phones, but I'm like, why'd you like it?
I wonder
what's
sometimes
the motivation of saying like yes, like taking an action.
I don't know what Chris likes. I mean, the way you have to kind of really dig to see what somebody likes on.
Well, that's the other thing is like she's actively looking for things.
I don't even know.
In this scenario that you brought up, Am I the asshole? This is a person going out of their way
to see what else they like.
And that is like you are looking for problems.
Isn't that you used to be able to do that on Instagram?
I don't think you can do it anymore.
That feature
Smart.
away. I know.
Seems unfucking necessary.
How many relationships?
To be honest, how many times have you accidentally liked? I mean, we joke about that. Like, you're looking at somebody's stuff and you're like, oh shit, I like something from like 3 years ago, and you're like, oh god.
I mean, and I don't know, like in this scenario, he follows this person. I follow people. If like somebody I like who I follow who I don't know in real life posts something, sometimes I'll just like it because I follow that person and I like that person. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily
deeper than
that.
Yeah.
And again, if this had been a pattern for him, that would be something different that she's made known. This makes me feel really insecure. Like, it's an easy thing to not do. Can you please just not do it? Because I know that I'm going to spin out on this thing. And he continued to do that and disrespected her in that way. But then I would feel differently.
That is somebody then now having to live their lives walking around on eggshells because of for a performative piece that is, you probably need to address. And I understand, like you're saying, being kind and being respectful for someone.
Right. We all have weird, irrational things that we do that, like, I
mean, accidentally liking a picture or even purposely liking a picture is so benign. Like, it's not a real threat to you. Like, this isn't, it's like when we had Lisa on for Double Date and we were talking about Brad Pitt. Well, that's not somebody who's,
it's not on the table.
It's not on the table for you. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe.
But I mean, he hasn't said no. That's true. You got to shoot your shot. But I mean, like, come on. I mean, I guess that, like I said, when we were talking about, like, is it a friend? Is it somebody we know? Is it somebody they know? That's different.
That's different.
That's different.
So what do you think in this scenario about him letting go of that friend that he had in his life?
Oh, I hate that.
I hate it too.
I don't love it.
I understand it because I know people like that who are like, you cannot be friends with anyone you dated. I personally, if somebody tried to, all of us at this table have a real don't tell me what to do attitude. Yeah. I know where I stand with this person. I'm telling you this is a safe person.
And if you can't trust,
if you don't trust me on that, then what are we fucking doing?
Yeah. I've told Eric, like, handyman still texts me from time to time. And he's like, I can tell it's like, it's not like he's like loves it. Yeah. It's like, yay, or whatever. But he knows me and he trusts me. And I'm like, that's right. Yeah, no, that door's shut.
And again, if you're making these kinds of concessions in your life, you're letting go of friendships.
Yeah.
You are giving this person access to your
I don't like
phone.
That I don't like at all.
You're making all of these concessions for this person and you're 7 months in.
Yeah.
Go work on your shit. Come back to me whenever you have more confidence and all of that stuff. When you've worked through your security issues.
I would not want to look through anyone's phone.
No, I don't have time to look through my own goddamn phone. Forget about it. Like, when would I have time to look through your phone? Who has time? And if you got that
multitudes,
you know what? And if you got that kind of time, get a fucking hobby.
Honestly. Start a podcast.
I don't know.
Crochet.
There's been a lot of podcasts out there, and maybe some people should put a microphone down. Like this woman doesn't sound like she needs a podcast. What's her podcast going to be like? Do you want to know what my boyfriend did this week? Let me tell you what I found on Chad's phone.
It's called Chad's phone.
Yes, Chad's phone. Oh my god, way I would listen.
I would too because I am nosy as fuck.
Yeah,
I do love mess.
Yeah,
but my advice to this guy would be. I do not think he's the asshole in this situation. And I would advise
bait and run
to have, or if you've never actually done it, seriously sit down and have a conversation about like, look, you got to learn to trust me. You got to believe that I'm not like these other people because nothing he's going to do is going to be able to convince her.
Right.
Nothing. She has to make a choice to trust this person.
Well, and that's the thing that we're talking about with healthy relationships. A healthy relationship would have good communication and you know what I mean? Like, again, and trust.
Yeah. And if you can't have it, then you cut. Because I'm not just saying, I don't know what else is going on in their relationship. Sure. Maybe it's great 90% of the time and you want to hold on to that. No. But if she can't get it together, then
I can relate to being in that, like I said, in that place in my life where ghosts ruled my thoughts. Mm-hmm. And you have those things like, oh, this is a telltale sign, or this is a thing that my ex did, and I know that leads to XYZ, and you're just like, so you have.
I get it too, totally.
Yeah,
I
you're
get
doing it to try to protect yourself.
Yes,
of course.
You put walls up because you've been hurt in the past.
Absolutely.
We've all done it. I'm not saying that she's like irrevocably broken or something.
No, that's not it at all.
Yeah.
And I think that, good communication isn't just about telling somebody how you feel, right? I think that's something that has to be kind of myth busted too. Like, she has told him how she feels. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean that she's right or wrong. And communication goes both ways. Mm-hmm. And it's not just about good communication. It's about like the trust. It's about, just healthy habits and how that you are, just admitting that you have something wrong with you doesn't solve the wrong.
That's right.
That's right. You have to work through and create processes to deal with those things. Mm-hmm. And she hasn't done that.
And you can't be expecting the other person
to do those for you.
Make up for everything. Like, that's just not fair. It's really not fair on the other person to do that. So, I mean, in general, I don't know. I think it could go either way about like liking Instagram models' pictures. Like, I think it really could depend, but it's so dependent on the person and the relationship.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That was a therapy walk.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
We went deep, y'all,
Yeah.
this time. Well, this is the last week of November when this episode
Yeah.
is coming out. And we are heading into straight up holiday season. By the time this episode comes out, my tree will be up because I put my tree up.
I'll be switching my Hallmark movies from cozy mystery into the holidays.
Yep,
Nice.
yep. So we were thinking, why not do guys in holiday movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck, marry, kill, holiday movie
edition.
hotties.
Ooh.
Gotta go with my favorite. I don't do a lot of holiday movies during the holidays. I have no idea. I only have a couple that I really go back to, but one of them is Family Stone.
Every year. Love
Every
it.
year.
Which we did
Love
do
it.
a Tainted Love movie years ago on that. So if you want to go back into the archive, if you're a new patron,
a good one.
you can go and find that one. Yeah.
Luke Wilson is so flippin' hot in that movie.
He actually is.
Yes.
And I feel like he's
Really
hit or miss for me. And he's
Yeah.
hot in that movie.
He
yeah.
is hot in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Despite the weird fucking dynamics going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we go into depth about.
Yeah.
But
He's
yeah.
definitely hot in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my Christmas crush.
The movie that popped into my head was the movie with Henry Golding, where he
when we
like
did
last
that-
Christmas.
We did that one.
No,
Oh,
we didn't do that one.
We should
Didn't?
do that one.
No, because
That'd be a good one.
we talked about it and then someone told me how it ended and I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Henry Golding.
Yeah.
And it's Amelia Clark, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hot,
And he
hot,
is,
hot.
that man is so fine.
I
Smoking
did
hot.
watch that last year.
Oh, did you?
actually,
Were you
Yeah.
just
weirdly enough.
distracted by his beauty?
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah. You're like, I don't care about the plot.
no,
It doesn't matter.
don't remember a lick of it.
Yeah.
I think is that one of them's dead or something.
Well, don't
Maybe
do
not.
spoiler. Don't do. We don't do.
And that's why I didn't watch it to begin with. Thomas,
No, don't leave it in. You know what? You had a year. You didn't watch it.
You had 2
You
years.
had
I
2
think it's like
years,
2
yeah.
I
years
actually
old.
don't even know if that's real or not. So
The movie?
who knows? The movie, the plot,
Anything.
whatever.
that
It
movie
doesn't-
hasn't been around for 25 years. Yeah.
No, but he is hot,
Smoking hot. Yeah.
So good looking.
That guy is really good looking. Listen,
And he has British accent. God.
I
tall.
And he's-
was having a hard time with this because so many of the people who have featured in holiday movies, we
Right.
have fuck, marry, killed to death.
Yeah.
Okay. So
We're
I didn't
almost
want to
at
do
300 episodes
Yeah.
at this point. Jesus.
I don't want to, but you know what? There are so many people out there. This planet is full of people, and we don't need to do Ryan Reynolds for the 10th time.
I want to do Ryan
Okay?
Reynolds again.
So,
He's so hot.
so I was thinking, and I have not seen this movie, but the billboards haunted me all over Los Angeles last year.
Yes.
And that is David Harbour, who is of Stranger Things fame, Zaddy from Stranger Things.
Yep.
He was in a movie called Violent Night, in which he plays a action hero Santa.
Amazing.
And we're gonna
we're gonna
Okay.
throw
we're
him in
gonna
the mix.
throw a
So,
Zaddy in the mix
I
here.
think because we have a couple movies in here that not all of us have watched, we'll do the actor.
Yeah, let's
The
do the
actor.
actor. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
Okay.
think that's
Okay.
best.
All right.
This one's actually quite difficult.
Agreed.
We
Agreed.
have three very,
Well, now I have to
very
look them up.
different gentlemen
We
on here.
we do. But you know what? I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm into making weird decisions lately.
Okay.
I simply am.
Cannot even guess.
I know.
Girl,
I'm unhinged,
You are off the charts.
and that's okay. I'm gonna marry Henry Golding.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's
I
not.
don't even care. I don't know what he's like.
dude,
It doesn't
It's
matter.
not-
so hot.
You guys,
Yes.
David Harbour has the same birthday as me.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, that's
same
helpful.
exact birthday as
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
That
Good
is
to know. Good to know.
fucking-
What? Give me the before I make
Okay.
my final decision here.
All right, so-
give me the other birthdays.
You got Golding February 5th. So
okay,
that's
so he's an Aquarius. Got it.
And then
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson. Well, yeah, and you have David Harbour, who has my birthday. Brag. And then September 21st.
Sagittarius.
No.
No, September. Virgo.
Virgo? Or is that
Just
Libra?
on the
Or is that
cusp,
Libra?
I think.
Oh, the 21st.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be Virgo or Libra.
September.
Yeah, because it's right on the cusp.
Virgo.
Virgo.
Yep,
Okay.
there it is.
Yes.
Oh,
All
wait,
right.
it's literally like a day.
It's the day before.
Yeah.
He shares a birthday with our friend Bonnie.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
we
And
love Bonnie.
I love Bonnie, and I love a Virgo.
I would marry Bonnie.
I would too.
Yeah.
I really would. She's got her
very
shit
sweet.
together. She does.
That actually helps.
It changes. It
does.
should change things. It should.
But
if
it
I was
ain't.
making good decisions.
Okay. Hey.
But I'm
we love
not.
it. We love
I'm
it.
not, and I'm still going to marry Henry Golding.
Why is this a bad decision?
It's not. It's not. It's just I don't know that much about him. I really feel like the best decision for me, the healthiest decision would be to marry Luke Wilson. Like that, he seems like that would be the best decision. However, I simply don't care.
I don't see that. I think Henry Golding is very
He's stylish,
stable, established. He's stylish. He's been married, I think, for quite a long time.
He's tall, handsome.
I don't see a
love
problem here
it.
at all.
I love it. Thank you.
I don't feel like this is a
appreciate your
poor
support
decision.
so much.
The babies would be beautiful.
Gorgeous,
Spectacular.
tall Blasian babies. I
love it.
Beautiful.
I love that.
Beautiful.
They'll be great at basketball. And I am going to. This is where you're going to be surprised. I'm going to fuck David Harbour.
Oh,
Wow.
There is an energy.
There is an
there.
April 10th.
I don't. He's. See, I don't think I could marry him, but like,
No, you can't marry him.
He's got a vibe that is like he does.
It's gonna be
weird
dirty.
Shit.
It's gonna be dirty.
He's gonna pick you up.
Yes, he is.
You know what I mean? I get
Yep.
that energy. I feel like he gets a little rough.
Yeah.
He's rough and ready. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Calloused hands.
Yeah. I feel like he chops wood.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like there's just a vibe there. And I like Luke Wilson actually.
Yeah.
Like he seems like a sweetie pie.
But he's gonna be a great friend.
Great friend. Yes. He's we're gonna fuck marry friend. I love that.
Holidays.
I can't explain it. There is just something about David Harbour that like makes me very curious about that situation.
Okay.
So
I
that's
could
what
see
I'm gonna
this.
do.
And you know what? Argumentatively, that's not even a word.
That's okay. We know what you mean.
For argument's sake, he is
Strategery.
he is slightly. There is something. You're right. Like I can't put my finger on it more than Luke Wilson.
It's
like
a
there's
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. And he's got like a dark humor too about him where it's like he seems funny, but he also seems like there is a darkness somewhere in there.
You just have the feeling too. He's very nice.
Yeah, and he's always
But he's
very
also gonna
when
be-
he's on the press circuit with Winona Ryder, he's always so like supportive of her, and I just feel like
We share the same birthday.
you ride hard.
Very supportive.
You ride hard, and I want to be ridden hard. So we're
There you go.
I'm for it.
Ridden Hard is
Jesus
the
Christ.
name of this episode. I'm writing
You
it down.
are off the rail.
It's been a really tough year.
Yeah, it
okay,
is.
and
We're so
She's
close,
like, I
you guys.
deserve
We're
to be
so
ridden hard.
close.
What?
I actually think Luke Wilson is quirky,
Yes.
and I think he would Crispin Glover
Mm,
in bed.
okay.
I get that vibe.
Sneak
So
attack.
I see, he's
Yeah.
a sneaky snake.
Yeah, I like that.
So
We are so off the rail.
I know. Happy holidays.
It's so funny to me because people are like some people we've heard people who are like, oh, I skipped through the fuck, marry, kill portion. I'm like, I think it's
Sometimes it's gold. I'll
I
admit,
think it's so-
some weeks are probably better than others.
Listen.
Yeah.
But if those of you who listen through, this is your reward.
There you go.
Okay.
Just off
the rails.
I know what I'm going to do
Okay.
now. I am marrying Luke Wilson. That
Okay.
is a
Good.
good
Strong.
thing for me. Is dry, wry, witty.
It's a lot of earth energy in that
Yeah.
house.
very,
You're going to be
very earth.
very
Yes.
well organized.
Oh, super.
Your
clean.
closet's going to be immaculate.
I love it.
Just wonder if it's gonna get boring for you. That's my only thing.
Yeah, I think I have enough fire down the line in me to kind of spice it up. I'd like to see his whole birth chart.
Yeah, before you can make a final
Commit.
Yeah, because he is a bit of a quirky Virgo.
He is a quirky
Yeah,
Virgo.
so I bet he's got a lot of air in his chart or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there could be some fun in there. So yeah, I'm gonna marry Luke. I'm gonna fuck Henry Golding.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
I love
Yeah.
this for you.
Oh my goodness.
He is
Yeah.
arguably the hottest one on the list.
Oh yeah, I think
Which
so.
makes me nervous because I'm like,
I know.
should I actually? You know
know.
what? I'm gonna change it.
I know. Do I need to shave like extra places I've never shaved before?
I'm
Like,
changing
I don't
it.
know.
Well, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Of course you
flipping
do.
it. I'm gonna fuck David Harbour.
It's gonna be fun. I feel like
Listen.
it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
I do ride hard.
you convince me. Aries are spicy in bed.
And David Harbour does strike me as the type of person who like isn't put off by any weird body stuff. Like he would be like,
oh yeah,
he's okay if you're bent in weird positions.
Yeah.
Where with Henry Golding, you might be a little bit more
so self-conscious.
Yeah.
Like so self. Even with Luke
David
Wilson, to be
Harbour
honest,
can handle a queef.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Banging the table. No, he can. Exactly.
He can.
Yeah. And you're not going to be worried if there's like a little like pooch. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
You're not
when
worried about that.
when your legs are bent and your stomach does that weird thing, you won't care with David Harbour. Yeah.
But Henry Golding, you will.
Yeah,
for sure.
You'll be sucking it in. It's like
trying to look hot.
Yeah, you never actually come because all you've worried about is just been so worried.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And then afterwards in bed, you're gonna Postmates food with David.
Oh,
Harbour,
100. Some T-Bell on the way.
Post-coital Taco Bell is fucking hilarious.
That should be the name of the episode. Post-coital Taco Bell.
I'll take
Taco Bell's like,
Doritos,
please take my name out your
You know what? No,
mouth.
I think Taco Bell would love this. I think Taco Bell's like,
David
That's
Harbour would love this.
Yeah.
Listen, David, if you're listening, happy
this to him.
birthday to us.
I will eat Taco Bell with you.
100%. Well, first, let's just get this out of the way. I have to fuck David Harbour because I have, like,
Same
to
birthday.
fuck somebody
You gotta
with
know.
my birthday?
You gotta know.
Well, that's the
It's
most
like-
Aries thing I've ever
Yeah.
heard in my life.
Absolutely. Listen. And I have no denials here.
No,
I get it.
It's like our friend Mackenzie who had fucked a Mackenzie.
And I thought that I was thinking about that the other day because I was getting a coffee and I had like my phone out and it had my like first name, last initial on it to scan my phone. And the barista was like, did a double take. And I was like, what? Like, did my phone not go through? And he goes, you're Keegan W? And I said, yes. And he said, I'm Keegan W.
Whoa, is he hot?
Yeah, but way too young.
Oh,
For me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's very good looking. He had beautiful, like green eyes.
Ooh.
Yeah. But yeah. So I won't out your last name. Not the same as mine, but
wild
Still,
though.
Yeah.
two
Wild.
Keegan W's.
That's wild.
yeah, because Mackenzie, she slept with that guy just because they had the
There's
same name.
not going to be a Cassie guy that I can imagine.
Or Christina.
Well, there might. Yeah, no, there's probably not going to be Christina. So I think this is my equivalent.
Yeah.
fucking somebody with my birthday.
There you go.
I listen. I'm going to say this. I don't expect it to be great, and here's why.
Competition.
That's exactly it. I was
Yep.
thinking the same thing.
Yep.
Like,
100%
He's going to go hard. You're
competition.
going to go harder.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither
So
of you are going to go.
We are, but it's just
You're
going
going to be
like
so
2
tired.
minutes.
You're going to be, I thought it was going to go on for too long.
Yeah,
like that
that could
story
be
we
true.
told where they were like
That-
chafed because
Yeah,
they.
it's like,
oh my god! It's yes. You're
Yeah.
you
Yes.
fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
you absolutely nailed it. God.
You're going to need some
But I have
Aquaphor
to.
ointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to.
Yeah.
Many salves and creams.
I
Wow,
must.
across the board, all fucking David Harbour. I
Listen.
thought it was going to be a hot take. I really did.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a hot take as soon as you said it, but then when I looked at his birthday, I was like, well, I fucking have to. I can't marry him. There's
No.
absolutely no fucking way, but I am going to marry Luke Wilson.
I like
and
that.
I think this is a good
I like
decision
that a
for
lot.
me.
Yes.
Yeah. I like Henry Golding a lot. And again, arguably the most good looking person on here, but I feel like I could never quite live up to Henry Golding.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like I would love to. I just cannot. And
Yeah. Also,
so,
we know that you do well with an earth sign.
Yeah.
We know that about you.
I like Luke Wilson. I think you're right. I think he's got that kind of quirky energy, quirky vibe. Yeah. I
Right.
need that because I'm
Also, we know he looks good in a pair
Weird.
of gray sweatpants.
there. You
Yes.
go.
We know it.
Yes, we do.
So I'd like to apologize to Thomas, who's going to have to edit so much of like mic spiking because of
And
all
nonsense.
the yelling that's
Hitting
been
the
happening.
table. Apologies. Apologies.
But look, this is our second episode of the day.
Yep.
And this is just what happens.
And we love you, Thomas.
Yep.
Yep. Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
Sounds good.
And we're back. Okay, I'm going to kick us off with the stories this week. Met a girl at a bar one Saturday night. Had a couple of drinks with her, took her back to her place. She invited me in. We casually hung out another hour or so talking before both of us got sleepy. She invited me to stay, nothing sexual, so I didn't have to drive tired. Very thoughtful. I woke up and left the next morning before she woke up herself. I called her during the next week and set up a date for that next Thursday. I went back to her apartment to pick her up. She opened the door. A weird look came over her face, but I brushed it off. We went out to dinner about 40 minutes from her apartment. Conversation in the car was a little more labored than it had been the night I met her, and this tone carried over to the time we were at dinner. A couple of times, I brought something up. She was surprised I knew that aspect of her life. I mentioned that these were things she had told me about herself the previous weekend.
Ruh-roh.
She looked dumbfounded each time. Then it began to click. I bluntly asked her if she remembered anything about our night together.
No.
She sheepishly admitted that she didn't.
Blacked out.
She was apparently blackout drunk when I met her, though she didn't exhibit any signs. Those are the scariest
That's
people.
fucking
When people
scary.
are blackout, when
What?
they
Yeah.
when you can't tell.
Oh my God.
I've met people like that where it's just like you'll have conversations with them and then you talk to them late and they seem normal. Like completely normal, and you find out they were blacked out.
Well, what did she think when she called him and set up a date?
Well, he called her.
And
But
then
again,
she's just
still, like, what are you?
Yeah.
Okay, stranger kind of thing. Like,
I pressed her by asking, who did you think was showing up tonight?
there you go.
She then admitted that she had spoken to another guy before me and had thought that he was the one who called to set up the date. Hence the puzzling look when I picked her up. That was it for me. I couldn't wait to get out of there. I quickly finished my meal. I probably left half of it there and got the check. We walked out past a cab stand, and part of me was willing to put her in the cab for the ride home. Being a gentleman, though, I brought her home to her apartment, silent all the way. Upon getting out of my car, the only thing I said to her was that perhaps you might want to control your drinking.
Damn.
Now, listen, I told this one because I think there's stuff to talk about here.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
for
right.
sure.
That seems like a very condescending thing to say. However, if this happened to me, like I would be very turned off by this
Of course.
situation.
Yeah.
Secondly, she does need to control her drinking because if that's how you get when you're blackout,
Yeah.
you had a stranger
Stranger in your
sleep
house.
in your house.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
For the entire night. If he had been any other kind of person,
Yeah, it would
Like,
have been
it
a dateline.
could have ended really, really
Yeah.
badly
Yeah.
for you.
Oh my goodness. That's terrifying.
It's really scary
It
because
is.
like imagine being blackout drunk and being able to get yourself ready for a date, go on a date, go to dinner, come home, have an entire conversation with a person and not remember any of it.
wow.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever been. Maybe a wedding I went to like 20 years ago.
When tequila was involved and you woke up covered in mud?
Yes.
Yes.
That one? Yeah.
Yeah.
In your white jumpsuit.
Yes.
Nobody will never forget the
I
white
will-
jumpsuit story. Oh, man.
Blood, mysterious murder.
Oh,
happened,
man.
We should stop
apparently.
telling that story on this
Yeah.
podcast. I feel like eventually someone's going to go looking. They're like, where did
What
this
was
take
the
place?
date and location?
Yeah, who knows? I don't because it was.
Yeah, but when you talked to other people, did they know that you were really drunk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm.
Because you got into shenanigans. That's the
Exactly.
normal blackout
Yeah.
story. Because you
Yeah.
got into shenanigans.
That
You-
is me. And the last shenanigans I had was your holiday drink.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
We
Still
went
one
to
of the best
barrel,
stories
I twisted
ever.
my ankle.
You texted, you
Yeah.
fucking Venmo'd your, well, now husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah.
What, $50?
That's what's supposed to happen
Rude.
when you're blackout.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do shit like that. You're supposed to order $100 of Taco Bell.
Yes.
Like that.
Fall asleep before it comes out, and then it goes cold and rots on your front door.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what is. You're supposed to wake up having bought something, an air fryer on Amazon. You know what I
Oh.
mean? Like
Yeah.
you're not supposed to have gone on an entire date
Oof.
and invited someone over to stay the night at your house.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's
really
intense.
weird.
Insane.
Okay. Mine is from a listener. This made me laugh very, very hard. So here we go. Not necessarily a worst date, but I had just entered into a long distance relationship and it was my first time visiting him in California. The first night, we visited his friend's hotel room to chill and have some drinks. I have an extremely high alcohol tolerance, and everyone was so amazed. So to show off, I almost downed an entire bottle of Hennessy
That's
by
her
myself.
party trick. I have to say, Hennessy is not the one. Like Hennessy is a turn up beverage, first of all, and it's sweet.
Yeah.
You do not want to drink an entire
whole
that's
bottle.
like drinking a whole bottle of amaretto. You know what I mean?
After dinner, it's an aperitif.
Yeah.
Well, she says don't judge me, so we're not.
No, no, not judgment.
We're not, dude. I couldn't
Listen,
do it.
party trick be party tricking.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Christina may have killed somebody. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I'm not.
Or was in the vicinity of it. We left, and before going back home, we stopped by his best friend's apartment. When I went in, his friend said he really needed a smoke break and asked if I could watch his sleeping baby in the living room while we went out to smoke with my boyfriend.
Bad judgments.
Do you not know that I just drank a whole bottle of Hennessy? I don't know if I'd make a good babysitter right now.
I said I had no problem with that.
Because you've had a whole bottle of Hennessy, so
That's
you're
right.
like, sure, yeah,
Sure,
it sounds like
Yeah,
a good.
sure, I'll look at the baby. Soon
Hope it doesn't mean
after,
anything.
the Hennessy caught up to me and was pushing violently on my bladder.
Oh no.
I tried desperately not to break the seal because it was a 1-bedroom apartment and the only bathroom was an ensuite.
Oh no.
His friend's girlfriend had locked herself in the room and had gone to sleep. I tried wiggling the door handle and knocking as I wiggled and squirmed
no.
in distress.
Is she gonna pee off the balcony?
No.
I searched the room for a solution.
A diaper.
And saw
Oh no.
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 and saw a half full soda cup
Oh god.
Oh, no.
and a closet. I
No.
was desperate.
Oh no.
Girl.
I was desperate
Did she at least pour the soda out first?
to not embarrass myself by peeing my pants, so I frantically grabbed the soda cup, emptied it in the sink, and ran to the closet.
You can never pee fast enough in a situation like this. Like, guaranteed.
I have to tell you guys
doing in the
something.
closet?
I have to tell you.
Oh, no.
My favorite honeymoon story.
Oh,
Oh, no.
all right. I'm interested.
So we're driving around North Shore, and we had just gotten done with lunch. I had drank like a couple of Mai Tais and everything, and we were looking for a specific bottle of rum to bring home for his dad. So we're out and about. We're like, we don't know where we're going. We stop at this like grocery store. I'm like, I really have to pee. I have to pee so bad. And we're in this random grocery store in the middle of Chinatown in Hawaii. So I'm walking very quickly, power walking around the perimeter of the grocery store because I'm like, the restroom's usually there. I do a full walk around. I'm like eyes watering, have to piss so bad. Finally make it to customer service. I'm like, do you guys have a bathroom here? And he's like, yeah. And he gives me this basket with a key attached to it. He's like, it's back on the other diagonal of the store. So then I'm power walking another diagonal. I finally get there. I'm like shaking, and like Eric's found me, and I was like, I found the bathroom. I'm shaking, trying to get the key open. I get the bathroom over, piss my pants.
Oh no. You made it
I
so
made it.
far.
I made it so far. I had just opened the door and I peed my pants.
Oh, that's so bad.
So I get in there and I'm like, and I like really, I
You
really
did it.
peed. I
You
really
did
did the
it.
thing. Eric comes in right after me and he's like, he's peeing in the bathroom, and I go, babe, I peed my pants. And he's like laughing or whatever. And I've
like,
been wearing like
wife.
this beach overthrow, and I had my bathing suit and like a pair of like cutoffs on. And so I think the beach cover throw like covered how bad it was. So we get out of there and we're like driving back to the hotel, and he made this move to like go and get frisky with me.
No.
And he put his finger, he did it. And he's like, oh, and I was like, I told you I pissed my pants. And so he called me piss puss for the rest of the day.
I have questions. Okay. So did you put a towel down in the rental?
No, I mean,
It's a rental.
it's a rental.
It's a rental.
Clean
Gotta
it,
clean
right?
it. Yeah. Oh my God. So yeah, you know, it's a really nice car too. They gave us an Audi Quattro.
Oh,
I
shit.
know. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
that's my anyways, back to the story.
There is no worse feeling than when you have to pee. When you have to pee like that, when, like emergency level.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable.
It was just like I was like rattling the basket key.
It's like you're in a horror movie and you're trying to like get inside from
and
Jason.
I failed. Yeah,
Oh
you were killed by Jason.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's amazing.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
So I emptied it in the sink and ran to the closet. I pulled down my pants and peed into the large soda cup, filling it to the very brim. With my head peeking out of the closet
keep
to
an eye on
make
that
sure
baby.
the baby was okay.
Gotta keep an eye on that baby. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Who knew peeing in cups at the doctor's office would give me life skills? I came out of the closet and the garbage was full and I couldn't leave a cup of pee sitting on top someone's soda cup. In a panic, I poured it down the kitchen sink with tact directly down the drain.
That's exactly right.
I saw some disinfectant and cleaning products and scrubbed the sink.
You know what?
Washed out the cup, threw it in the garbage, and quickly made my way back to the couch.
I have to give her props. This is she can really handle that Hennessy. Because to have the wherewithal to clean the sink.
No notes.
No,
None.
She did the best she could.
Exactly.
She did the best she could in this situation.
Notes. Seconds later, my boyfriend and his friends returned.
I love that she made it because I was for sure somebody was going to walk in while she was in that closet. They're like, "What are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing?"
At that point, I was sweating buckets and was so self-conscious of possibly smelling like pee since I couldn't wipe. I was so happy when we left, and as soon as I got back to the house, I literally ran to the bathroom to shower. 4 years later, we're still together, and he has no clue.
Oh my god.
Anonymous.
Oh my God.
Amazing. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. I'm not even prepared. I'm like so in.
Well, I'm
in the story. Okay.
no notes. I'm like, I don't think I could do all of those things sober. Like
Truly.
think of that. But she's just like,
Without
she's gotta be a
panicking.
Virgo.
Oh, Virgo for
She's
sure.
got her shit
Behavior.
together.
Sure. Mm-hmm. All right. He was almost an hour late for our date. Sushi and drinks. No texts, no replies to my texts. Around the 40-minute mark, I assumed I was ghosted.
Yeah, I gotta ask because we've gotten so many of these stories where people wait a really long time. What's your limit, ladies? How long would you wait before you left?
20
LA,
minutes.
20. Yeah.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
When I haven't heard
I was
from
gonna say
them.
half an hour. If I haven't heard from you, I was gonna say, and I've tried texting and they haven't responded. Half an hour.
I just assume you're dead.
is my limit.
Yeah, so.
Like an hour. Everyone who waits an hour, I'm just like,
Bless
God,
you.
wow.
Bless you.
I mean,
my
I know
child.
shit happens, but if you can't respond or text
after
me,
an hour when
after-
you're supposed to meet.
Yeah. She does say at the 40-minute mark is when she assumed she was
Yeah,
ghosted.
okay. Got
She
it.
said, I ordered food without him because I was starving and was going to leave after eating. But just as my food came out, he showed up.
Oh, and I get that too. I could see myself doing that, being
Yeah.
like, well, this date is over,
gonna
but
eat.
I'm here anyway.
Grab
so
some
I'm going
food.
to eat dinner and then I'll go.
So then
Okay.
he fucking shows.
He walks into the restaurant with his phone out playing Pokemon Go.
Shut up.
This was
I
when
am
it was
closed for business.
So
Oh,
he
right.
couldn't text her. He was busy. His phone was
he's busy
in use.
Yeah.
Got it.
This was back when it was all the rage. He's bumping into everything because he is so focused on his phone while walking toward me. This guy sits down at the table and immediately starts eating my sushi rolls without asking.
You've got to be kidding me.
It wouldn't be me.
Oh, no.
Smack his hand.
I sure as shit would. I'd be like, I don't know. No.
Who are you?
I don't.
You are a stranger.
The way
No.
this
No.
done. We're done.
Yeah,
We're done here.
you're flagging down the waiters.
Oh.
You're asking them to wrap that shit up.
This is mine's.
Wrap it
the
up,
fuck
and
outta here.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going home. I'll finish my sushi in the privacy of my own house.
Peace.
Yes.
I realize he is high as a fucking kite.
Oh my God.
His eyes are bright red and he reeks of weed. He made
What a
no
turn-off.
apologies or excuses for his lateness. He's visibly grimy, like he'd been rolling around in dirt. He probably was. He's like, I found a Pokemon in the dirt. Is that a Charizard?
Oh my God.
I don't even know what their names are.
That was
That was-
Charizard
yeah,
is one.
good. Great.
Well done.
Thank you. My son was super into it. And he looked like he'd just gotten out of bed. He continued to play Pokemon Go in the restaurant the whole time. Literally, this man stood up mid-sentence multiple times to walk around the restaurant to catch Pokemon.
Look, I feel like sometimes it might seem like we come down hard on video games because we've all been traumatized. However, I don't give a fuck about your hobbies. Like lots of people are really into like Pokemon Go and things like that. And it got people up and moving around. Sure. Great for y'all. However, you have to be able, it's the same thing. We had that guy with World of Warcraft a couple weeks ago. Like you have to be able to disengage from this game to engage in real life with another human being.
At some point.
Also, you're showing them like what priority you know what I mean?
This is a fucking date.
Exactly.
Or is it?
Like,
or it's not.
If you don't care, then I don't care.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. And we
can be
done. Exactly.
We're done, but don't eat my fucking California roll though. Like,
yeah.
The fury inside of me is so strong right now. Like I feel a fiery rage.
Yeah.
He caught a fucking Zubat in the restaurant and tried to show it off to the people sitting at the next table.
Oh, did he catch a Zubat?
Yeah.
Wow. Those are
Is that a rare one, huh?
rare. I don't know.
I
don't
don't
know at all.
Yeah.
I was sitting there questioning all my life choices that led me to this.
Amen.
Girl, same.
I don't know if it was because he was mega high or if he was just a boring person overall, but talking to him felt like watching paint dry. He had a super monotone and expressionless voice. I'm certain that has a lot to do with the game. He's like, blah, blah, blah.
And he's high as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot, to unpack here. Didn't ask a single question about me and talked exclusively about Pokemon Go and very niche photography equipment I had no knowledge or interest
Oh my
in.
God. Oh my God.
He even criticized my choice of sushi after he had stuffed the majority of my sushi in his mouth.
Own.
He ate with his mouth wide open and his dirty hands versus any type of utensils.
Yuck.
I hate this human being.
I know. Guess this is her worst date.
This is my I literally would have got up and
You were
left.
done as soon as he touched your sushi.
As soon as he touched my sushi the first time, I'm leaving.
Like, I guess it's yours now. And then just
I'm fucking removed. No, it's not. I paid for that shit. Put it fucking back down. I'm not gonna eat that piece, but you're not either. Put it fucking down. I'm out of here. I love that.
I'm not eating it, but neither are you.
No.
I'm taking it out of spite. I don't give a fuck.
I feel vindicated in the knowledge that you just really heard me there because that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would not. Like
I know.
I don't give a fuck.
And I believe you too. I really actually do. I'm like,
I'm glad.
You're not just saying that
This
shit.
isn't hyperbole.
No.
I'm hot. I'm literally hot right now.
Yeah.
I stayed for too long out of a mix of shock and morbid curiosity at how much worse this date could get. The
I could see
waitress
that,
was
actually.
great, though. She'd witnessed the whole date. She and I had shared horrified looks for a few times throughout the date. So she only put the food I ate on my bill.
Oh.
I paid for my food and told him I was leaving. His parting words to me were, "Catch you on the flip side, home skillet. Next time we'll bang."
Oh my God. Why is that not a t-shirt that's in our merch?
Oh my God. I just popped my ear.
Catch me on the flips. Catch you on the flip side, home skillet. Next time
Oh
we'll
my
bang.
God.
In a monotone voice. Deleted his number unmatched while walking out of the restaurant.
What is this person? What is this individual's
I gotta
life
try to
like?
say that in a monotone. Catch you on the flip side, home skillet. Next time we'll bang.
Oh.
What is your life like that you think this went well? Question mark.
Wow. Home skillet.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that in a
minute.
long time.
Wow.
Catch you on the flip side, home skillet.
Oh my God.
Next time we'll bang.
I don't
Where did
think
that even come from? Because remember when people used to say home skillet? Where did that
Yeah.
come from?
I don't know.
What does it mean?
not getting laid is what it means.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That was...
Wow. I'm stunned.
I don't think I've ever stunned you guys with one.
That's
I got you
that's
good.
a lot.
Got you
to
good, you
take in.
fuckers.
An hour late comes in.
Bumping into shit.
Just eating your sushi.
No. Wow. Well, we need to take 5 and then we'll come back with the
Yeah.
Tainted Love.
And we're back. Keegan.
Okay. I have the Tainted Love this week. This story, I saw it, I think it came up maybe on a Medium article or something. And I was like, that's ringing some bells. And I think I had heard it on like I Love the 70s. Do you remember I Love the 70s?
Yes.
I saw a TikToker who was making the argument that the like Gen Z or like these generations aren't as pop culturally literate because they didn't have these shows.
That's right.
And I was like, I think you're absolutely fucking right, because I knew so much about
What my parents watched.
everything
Absolutely.
because I watched the fuck out of like I Love the 70s, I Love the 80s.
Do they have an I Love the Aughts?
I don't think so.
Nobody loved the aughts.
VH1 doesn't put those out anymore.
Yeah. Also, I still think that the 70s were 30 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So
Hates breezy.
I am going to tell the story of Claudine Longet and Spider Savage.
Okay.
Do you guys know this?
I do.
Wow.
Okay, yes, because I heard it. It was big news, of course, at the time in the 70s. So if you know like things that happened, if you watched I Love the 70s, they covered this. So Claudine Georgette Longet, which is a fucking great name, I have to say.
yeah.
Claudine Georgette Longet was born on January 29th, 1942 in Paris. Both of her parents were in the medical fields. Her father was a doctor. Her mother worked in the manufacturing of x-ray machines. But from a really young age, Claudine had a strong drive to be a performer. She wanted to be a performer.
I'm going to be famous.
I'm going to be a star. When she was 17, she began getting small spots on French television and began dancing at a famous cabaret in Paris. And it was there that she caught the attention of a man named Lou Walters, who owned a club at the Tropicana Hotel and Resort in Las Vegas.
Oh, Lulu.
So he invited... I think Claudine must have been very charming, like very charming and charismatic. She's beautiful too, of course.
And she's French. Come on.
Yeah, she's French. But he invited her to come dance at his club. He's like, I know you live in Paris, but would you like to relocate
How about Vegas?
to Las Vegas?
Yeah.
And she was like, I would love that. Yes, thank you so much.
Which we call the Paris of the United States.
Obviously. We have our own Eiffel Tower. I mean, we didn't at the time, but we do now.
They do have a Paris casino.
They do?
There,
Yeah,
so,
there's a
just
little
like
Eiffel
home.
Tower.
Just like home.
Yeah.
Oof. Woof.
Right.
So it was while there working at the Tropicana that an 18-year-old Claudine met 32-year-old singer Andy Williams. So we all know Andy Williams. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Andy Williams.
It's the most wonderful time.
And they actually met. So he'd seen her in like at the Tropicana, but he was driving one day and she was broken down on the side of the road. And so he pulled over. They had their meet cute. He helped her fix her car or whatever. So the couple dated for about a year before marrying in December of 1961 in Los Angeles. Andy Williams was already a super popular performer at this time, and he'd worked for major labels since he was a kid. So the Williams brothers, him and his brothers, had been making music together since they were literal children. So he's been in the industry for
His
forever.
entire life, yeah.
Not long after the couple married, Andy launched his own weekly variety show, The Andy Williams Show, that was incredibly popular. It won 3 Emmys and helped launch careers like the Osmonds. Kind of got their start on The Andy Williams Show. So Andy really doted on Claudine. He really believed in her talent, and he featured her a lot on his show. And she was a huge hit with fans. So whenever she was on, they always had people call and ask, like, who is that? You know, they were very interested in her. A fun fact about Andy and Claudine, they were good friends with Robert Kennedy and his wife, and they were even present at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles on the day that Kennedy was assassinated.
Oh, man.
So they had plans to go out to dinner after he gave his speech, and then he was assassinated. And later on, Claudine and Andy would have 3 children, and their last child was born in 1969, and they named him Robert, nicknamed Bobby, after Robert Kennedy. So while performing on her husband's variety show, Claudine caught the attention of A&M record execs and soon secured a contract with the label. It didn't hurt that her husband was good friends with musician Herb Alpert.
Oh, so it just happened to fall into her lap. That's so lucky.
Yes, they're like, you're just so talented. And it's like, you know, she probably was, but Herb Alpert was her husband's good friend, and he was one of the founders of the label.
Yeah.
So that Made a big difference.
How it worked then and how it works now.
Mm-hmm. She would go on to release 5 records through A&M and be featured as an actress in various TV and film spots throughout the 1960s. Andy and Claudine legally separated in 1970. The marriage ended mutually and amicably. They still liked each other. They remained super close friends. And Andy was around so often that their youngest would go on to say later that he hadn't even realized his parents were divorced for like a long time because they co-parented just really, really well.
That's good.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to get bad.
Well, the couple weren't officially divorced until 1975. So 5 years from the time they separated, they officially divorced. But by that time, Claudine had already moved on with someone else, Croatian-American skier Vladimir Spider Savage. So
I do remember this 70s, the show that you're talking about. I remember watching it on that, yeah.
And because his name is Spider Savage, you're like,
sure.
oh, okay. Yeah, that sticks with you.
Yeah.
So Spider Savage was born on January 10th, 1975.
Dylan's birthday.
Oh, look at that. Capricorn. He was the grandson of Croatian immigrants. His father was also named Vladimir. He nicknamed his son Spider as a result of his long arms and legs when he was born prematurely. It's called him Spider, and it just stuck.
That's cute.
He grew up in California near Lake Tahoe, and he and his siblings began skiing at an early age. They attended a one-room schoolhouse where they would attend school in the summer when people were usually off and ski in the winter.
Oh, wow.
So their summer vacation was winter vacation so that they could ski. Spider and his brother Steve showed aptitude early on.
Spider and Steve.
Steve.
Hey, what's your name? Spider? It's my brother Steve.
Yeah, you know Vladimir had to be the first. Vladimir Spider Savage had to be the firstborn because they were like, we're giving you the Croatian name. And then the kids afterwards are like, Steve.
Brandon.
Paul.
Yeah. But they showed aptitude really early on and only got better when they were coached by Lutz Einter. Sure. And he was a downhill champion from the 1940s who had immigrated to Germany, from Germany to California after the war, which is like,
Yeah.
Nope, we're noting it.
Yeah, we're just noting it. He taught the Savage Boys European style racing and they became junior stars. Must be so what you think you're better than me?
I mean, you're not better than me.
How dare you?
You're not better than me.
USA. It's the only time we get really fucking patriotic. After graduation from El Dorado High School in Placerville, they were both offered skiing scholarships to the University of Colorado in Boulder. And it was one of the most like dominant colleges for skiing.
Yeah, well,
in
Colorado.
the country. Yeah.
You can't do it in Oklahoma.
You're not saying it's Ohio State?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Florida State.
but so much so that like the coach of the skiing team at that school was also like the national coach, would go on to like coach the national team. Though Steve's career ended early due to a knee injury, which what a fucking bummer. Like you and your brother are always like you're doing everything together. You're in college together. Spider was soon selected for the national team. I know. Happy for my brother, but also
that was my dream too.
Yeah. Spider skied the World Cup circuit for its first 4 seasons before finishing 5th in the 1968 Winter Olympics and going on to win the World Cup that same year at the age of 22. So he is crushing it out here. Claudine and Spider met in 1972 at a celebrity ski event in California's Bear Valley, and the attraction was immediate, with one friend likening it to nuclear fusion. Said that the chemistry was like nuclear fusion.
That can be a good thing and a bad thing.
Scary thing.
Yes.
Claudine was beautiful and charming, and Spider was handsome and charismatic. And Spider.
But you're dating a dude named Spider.
I mean, it was the 70s.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And also, if you're 20 something,
They're in their 30s at this point.
Oh, okay. Well,
but,
Spidey.
early 30s. Yeah. But he was also incredibly, he was very 70s good looking. He's like, he looks what you would expect a skier in
I have a visual.
Aspen to look like. He's got like blonde, shaggy kind of hair. But yeah, so they end up spending all of their time together, which means that she's spending all of her time in Aspen. She's not living there yet, but she is traveling there so frequently that eventually she decides to relocate to Aspen after winning a $2 million settlement in her divorce with Andy. So she moves.
Doesn't feel like very much, but
in 1970 something money, So she relocates to Aspen. She moves into Spider's house with her 3 children. So everybody's
that's a lot. Insta family.
It's a lot. Yeah. And Claudine was used to, she was married to Andy Williams. He was a big star. They were living in Hollywood. They had a very certain kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And she was kind of used to that. But in Aspen, Spider was the star. Like everybody knew him. Everybody liked him. It's kind of a small town feel. They have lots of parties. It's very insular.
Yes.
I think Aspen is still that way.
Yes.
Like it's very exclusive. It's very insular. They have their people and they were very loyal to Spider. And
no, we don't know you.
We don't know you, bitch. Yeah. And he, he's all-American skier guy.
He
right?
can do anything. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. So that was kind of difficult for her. He would spend a lot of time. He was a bachelor. Like that was his lifestyle. And you're right. Instant family. She moves in. The kids move in.
3 kids.
Yeah. And he was used to this kind of like bachelor lifestyle where he was attending all of these parties in Aspen.
Come and go as you please.
Heavy on the cocaine.
Okay. Don't say.
Yeah, heavy on
snow
the cocaine.
and snow.
Exactly. He was riding those
Let
slopes
it snow,
in multiple ways.
Let it snow.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. So things kind of got a little precarious in this relationship. It got a little volatile.
Got a little cokey.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah. Coke will do that to you.
Yeah. In this relationship kind of right away, it started to kind of implode pretty quickly. Claudine was said to have been extremely jealous, right? He's a good looking guy. He's kind of like the guy in Aspen, right? He had slept with a lot of the women, who frequented these parties.
He's like, oh yeah, I know her. Tuesday.
And that was just kind of, as is his right as a single man.
Yeah.
This is the 70s. It's cocaine, it's women, and dipping food into fondue.
Absolutely. Everything is kind of brown and yellow and green.
And a little bit of orange.
Yeah. Orange.
Avocado, I believe is what you meant.
A lot of avocado, you're exactly right. A lot of shag carpets, a lot of things shaped like owls
shagging.
For some reason.
Yes.
Yes. So, but she was very kind of like insecure in this relationship. I think Andy Williams never really made her feel insecure. Like he was always very...
Well, he doted on her.
Older.
He was much older than
and
her.
She's older than him.
Yes,
now.
by a couple of years.
Yeah, a little reverse.
Yep. So she allegedly threw a wine glass at Spider's head when he showed interest in attending Aspen's best breast party.
Yeah, I don't love that.
What is that about?
Okay, so now here's the thing. We talked about this before.
Yes.
And it's okay if you heart maybe an Instagram model. I don't love you going to a best breast.
I don't love it either. And I want to know why it exists. It was just very
70s.
casually dropped into one of the articles I read. And I'm like, I feel like we need more information
70s was so horny.
about that.
It's very
Very
Also,
horny.
I would not feel secure with my little boobies at a best breast concert.
concert.
They open for Kiss.
Best breast.
Best breast.
So the point is that this relationship was nuclear fusion from the very beginning, hot and heavy right away, but maybe not the kind that had staying power when it came to like cohabitating, right? Like I think it was quote unquote passionate when it was good and just passionate when it was bad in a bad way,
different expectations, different ways of living life. And when she was there in Aspen just herself, they could they
got 3 kids now. Yeah. And he, she's trying to live a life at least
He's
somewhat.
like, what? You want me to take the kids with me to the best breast
Yeah,
concert?
I can do that. I'll take little Bobby with me. That's fine. So On the afternoon of March 21st, 1976, an ambulance was called to the Savage home where first responders and police found Spider in his underwear, slumped over and near death from a gunshot wound to the stomach. He died en route to the hospital. He was 31.
Oof.
Yeah.
That is young.
Young, yes. When asked what happened, Claudine explained that Spider had come home from skiing with a friend and was preparing to shower and meet that same friend for dinner when she asked him how to work the imitation World War II Luger pistol that he had in his house. She's like, can you show me how this works?
Hey, I know you're busy. I know you're getting ready.
Getting ready to hop in the shower. Will you show me how to use this gun?
Yeah, literally, you're in your underwear. Could you just real quick show me how
to do
does
this
work? I'm just so curious. How does it work?
1,000% is
That
not
did not
how it happened.
That did not
That
happen.
didn't happen for 100, Alex.
Right?
That one.
Yeah. I'll bet you a house salad.
$1 million in a house salad.
Yeah. And so she says that while showing her how to use the pistol misfired and accidentally shot Spider in the stomach.
That's not what happened.
Mm-hmm. So this was suspicious to authorities, obviously.
Suspicious to me.
Who charged Claudine with reckless manslaughter. Mm-hmm. This is also their boy. Like, everybody knows Spider Savage in this community, right? Andy Williams rushed to be by his ex-wife's side and publicly supported her throughout the trial, testifying on her behalf of her character, paying for her legal defense, and escorting her to and from the courthouse.
Damn.
Wow. Uh-huh.
Maybe you should have just never left Andy Williams.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Asked later about his unwavering support of his ex-wife, he said, quote, "She is the mother of my children, and we never stopped being friends. We just didn't want to be married anymore." So he never stopped supporting her throughout the entire thing.
So the hero of this story is Andy Williams. I mean,
the hero.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he's loyal.
He's loyal.
That's a loyal man.
Yeah.
Yes. Throughout her 1977 trial, Claudine maintained that the gun had fired by accident. So when she testified, she said that she was pointing at him, making bang bang noises, like kidding, like, oh, it's just fun and jokes. You know what I mean? And that's when it misfired. And that's how it killed him.
That's when you pulled the trigger and killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the sheriff's office made a number of procedural errors that helped her defense. So they had taken a blood sample from her without obtaining a warrant first.
Wow.
So they couldn't use it.
Yep.
The blood sample did determine that there was cocaine in Claudine's system at the time of the shooting. Doesn't necessarily mean that, but, you know, would have been probably good to be able to include.
Yeah.
And a diary outlined just how deeply the relationship between Claudine and Spider had soured. But, you know, Claudine told them like everything was going well. We didn't have any problems. A lot of the locals were like, that's bullshit. We knew, because Spider was going to these parties and he was telling people like, you know, I really like Claudine, but I think I'm going to ask her and her kids to move out of my house. Like, you know, it was just too much. And her diary entries backed that up. Oh, and she had written also in that diary that he was going to be going to a party that evening without her and that she was suspicious of him. Mm-hmm. So you know that night probably was tense. She was probably trying to keep him from going to that, but they did not have a warrant when they took that diary. So they also couldn't use that.
Jeez.
It was also inadmissible. Mm-hmm. To further muddle the prosecution's case, the gun was mishandled by weapons non-experts during whatever the line of whatever I'm trying to say,
chain
the
of
evidence
evidence.
Was disrupted. It was not protected, so they also weren't able to use that either.
Good grief.
The only thing that they were really able to use was an autopsy report that suggested that he was shot bent over facing away. So he wasn't facing her. He was facing away and it was at least 6 feet away from her, which is inconsistent with the story that she told. And the positioning of him is inconsistent with her story as well. So they were able to use that. A defense witness, however, testified that the safety mechanism on the gun was faulty and that the firing mechanism was greasier than it should be. So these factors made it highly plausible that the gun could go off by accident.
Wow.
So that was permitted into the trial.
Wow.
Spider's friends also testified that he was intent, like I said, on breaking things off with Claudine, that he missed his bachelor lifestyle, and that her and her children interfered with that lifestyle. So he was asking them to move out of his home. He owned the home.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Claudine testified in her own defense and was an ideal witness. She's beautiful. She's soft-spoken. She's well-spoken.
She's
and
French.
She's French. She's got Mr. Christmas on her side.
Of course.
That was kind of his nickname at this time, because at this point he'd released like 8 Christmas albums, Andy Williams, and he was kind of like this golden child,
Golden American boy.
Yes, and he was in the courtroom every day supporting her. And when one juror was asked, is a 27-year-old guy, was asked if Claudine should go to prison for killing Spider, he said, quote, "I wouldn't want her to go to prison. Heavens no. By no means is she the type of person who should be in jail. I don't think she's a threat to society." I don't think she's the type of person who should be in jail. I don't think she's
a threat to society, but I think she was a threat to Spider.
But privilege doesn't exist, does it?
No.
After the 4-day trial, jurors deliberated for a few hours before finding her guilty of the lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide.
Wow.
Get ready for this. She was sentenced to 30 days of her choosing in prison and a $250 fine. So she chose 30 days of her choosing. Here's how she chose to spend them. She spent her weekends in jail and got to go home during the week and then go check herself back into jail over the weekend.
Oh, she got the Epstein.
And that's how she spent her 30 days in prison.
I'm flabbergasted.
Isn't that insane? Understandably, his family was like, what the fuck? Because even if it was an accident, there's no debating that she killed their son, and brother and, whatever family member and friend. And the community in Aspen was pissed as well.
Yeah.
That was their man.
$150 fine, 30 days, however you want to spend. However, just pop in whenever you want.
Just let us know. Yeah.
Just give us a
whatever
ringy-ding.
whatever works for you, whatever's good for you. Yeah. Insane. I've never heard such a thing in my fucking life.
Yeah, the only other time I've heard about that was Epstein when he first went to jail. They let him do the same thing.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You just did a little oopsie. If you could just pop in every once in a while. Like, what?
We know you didn't mean it. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. You couldn't have meant it.
Well, this makes me want to scream.
Yes. So, of course, the community believed that she killed him on purpose. And a combination of her charm, connections to Andy Williams, and police mishandling of the evidence allowed her to get away with murder.
Yep, exactly.
Yep, 100%.
After the trial, Claudine settled down with a new partner, her defense attorney, Ron Austin, who was married at the time.
Wow.
The two married in 1985 and, to their credit, are still married to this day. I want
to give no credit to nobody. To nobody's credit.
All credits.
Yes. Yeah. The family of Spider Savage filed a $780,000 civil suit.
Still doesn't feel
against
like enough.
Claudine. It was settled out of court and contained a confidentiality clause that prevented her from writing or speaking about the incident forever.
Good.
Because
absolutely good.
And I think that they thought to do this because they had heard that she already had a book in the works.
I would be fucking furious.
Yeah.
This bitch got a 30-day vacation trip to jail.
And is going to make money off of murdering our son.
Yes. So I think that they probably said, we don't know, because it was settled out of court. We don't know how much it was settled for. My guess is they probably took less monetary.
To make sure that she didn't.
That she couldn't use.
That would also be my priority as well.
And she never did. She's never spoken publicly about this ever. So many people still believe that Claudine got away with the intentional murder of Spider Savage, with much of the discourse. Now, here is what I'll say. I think it's pretty suspicious. Yeah. But so much of the discourse when they talk about Claudine, Longet is so sexist
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm
weird
sure.
that like I'm like, guys, you're undermining your own argument.
Right.
Because there was a prosecutor and former Colorado district attorney who said years later, I've always known she shot Spider Savage and meant to do it. She was an over the hill glamour puss and was, by the way, she was like 34.
Okay.
And was
flip this table.
was not
Oh
going
my
to lose another man. Andy Williams had already dumped her and she was not going to be dumped again. Thank you.
Okay, that doesn't
Right.
feel like what happened at all.
No, and
Feels like cocaine happened more than anything.
Spider's brother and jealousy and all the normal things, you know.
yeah.
Spider's brother, who has the right to any kind of opinion he wants about like
Absolutely.
his
Whatever
his
he says
brother.
goes here.
But his take was also that Claudine had accomplished nothing in her life outside of marrying Andy Williams and getting away with murder.
Ooh.
Well,
In the end, Claudine was relegated to satirical sketches on Saturday Night Live, and there was a Rolling Stone song about the incident called Claudine. Today, she is 81 years old.
holy smokes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Holy-
no, I remember that because I will always watch a compilation.
Oh, me
thing
fucking
of
too.
Like,
Oh,
I love
I'd-
the 70s. I love the 80s.
I'd watch them now if they were
90s.
on.
Yeah.
If that is a golden, if you put any of those
Oh, yeah.
I love whatevers on Netflix, I am spending an afternoon watching them.
The background.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
excellent.
Just
Can't be
great.
beat.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, good one. Well, what are you guys watching?
I am in fantasy football right now. So I am literally my Sundays, which I love so much. I try to make sure all my homework is done before Sunday so that I can literally turn the TV on by 9 a.m., get some of that early football coverage, go right into the game at 10 because West Coast time, you know, and just binge fantasy football Red Zone.
Or like actual football, but for your fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I watch Red Zone. So we pay a lot of money to have that special Red Zone channel.
Well, all
So I
right.
can watch all the games because I am a big fat nerd for sports.
I love that.
Nice.
For
Well,
you. Not
yeah.
for me, but I
No,
love
no,
that for
no,
you.
no. I know. Yeah. I know you guys are like, sounds great. And I do that while I crochet.
Nice cozy.
And watch literally. I have my I have my laptop open to my fantasy football page, and you know,
Cozy. Love it.
I have discovered, when I say Eric actually discovered this, a show, and I don't remember if I've talked about it or not, but this is what we've been putting on: Murder Tapes.
Oh, I've heard about Murder Tapes. Yeah, I've not watched it, but I've seen it come up on my stuff.
For those people that thought that the first 48 was riveting, it's very, very similar in that every episode starts with a 911 call where they go and respond, and it's like a murder, and it's like Grandma Agnes has been attacked in the garage or whatever.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
And then they go and they solve, and they show like all of it is real like footage or whatever. So they show like the interrogation of the suspects, and people are like, you know, I stabbed him.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, it was
whoa,
me.
bro.
lie
Like,
longer.
Exactly. So Murder Tapes is what we've been watching.
How many of those
Nice.
people have asked for lawyers? Because that's always
Like
Yes,
one.
this is
One
exactly
out of 100.
Listen,
if
The amount of people that just talk, and I'm like,
Yeah.
shut.
if
Listen.
Tom Segura ever got anything right, it was
Ever.
this bit about
Yeah.
the first
It's
48, where it's just
100%
like,
right.
ask for a fucking lawyer
Yeah.
immediately.
It doesn't matter that you didn't do anything.
You
It
can't
doesn't-
talk yourself out of
you
this.
don't have to listen to anything else that Tom Segura says.
No.
you don't. But I would recommend listening to that piece of advice.
Yeah. Ask for a lawyer.
Ask for a lawyer right away.
Yeah.
Because he's absolutely right. Because that bit, he says, like, I've 2 times I've seen someone ask for a lawyer on that show, and both times the officers were like, fuck.
all charges against.
Tayshawn were dropped.
Yeah.
Yes. So and this season, especially for some reason, this season of Great British Bake Off is so fucking good. I love it. They're so cute. I love everybody on that show, but they only release one a week. Okay. And it's simply not enough. So I have been watching the Holiday Baking Championship
Ooh.
on Max, which are American, so slightly less charming, you know.
Yeah.
and they're playing for money, which is always a little bit like they're a little bit more ruthless, of course. But still kind of gives you the same energy. And I've liked, if you're looking for something to supplement between, well, when this comes out, I think maybe Great British Bake Off will be done and all the episodes will be out. But if not, if you're looking for something to supplement and give you the same kind of feeling, Holiday Baking Championships.
I feel like a new season of Queer Eye should be coming up soon too.
I think we just had one.
We got one not too long ago, but
I want more.
Oh,
I heard Bobby left.
Yes, this is Bobby's last season.
I love Bobby.
I know.
why is this? Why?
I don't know.
Just ready to move on, I think. Yeah.
He's the interior guy, right?
Yes.
Is he? Okay, I'm asking because did he get a show with HGTV separately?
I think
he
so.
might.
I
have.
would love that for him, actually. I really would, because I always felt like Bobby put in the most work to get the least amount of like screen time.
Yeah.
Like he put in the most work of everybody on that fucking show. He redesigns an entire house.
Dude, he did that frat house.
Oh my God.
I didn't watch that one. I heard though.
Lord, he deserves an Emmy for that alone. For that alone.
Just him.
Yes, only
for that
him.
Show.
No one
for that
else.
one episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you guys have something that we should watch, or you've got a terrible date story, or you just want to reach out and say hello.
Yeah.
Go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.